Ghana Bar Association and the Judicial Service has held a service in remembrance of the 3 High Court judges who were killed some 40 years ago. Justice Fred Poku-Sarkodie, Justice Cecilia Kranting-Addo, and Mr. Justice Kwadwo Ejapong, all judges of the High Court, and a retired Army officer, Major Sam Akwa, were murdered on the night of their abduction. We'll be hearing from the GBA in a moment, but first, here's an excerpt of our Hotline documentary, Who Killed the Judges, produced by Raymond Agua.
You're tired, man. It's okay. Good night.
Night, baby.
At this time, I'm almost done.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm looking for you, madam. Could you please call her for me?
Please, may I know why?
Oh, no. Just tell her that she has a special visitor coming.
Okay, are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, don't worry about it.
At this time, who's that? Please, there's a big tall man at the door. He said he wants to see me. See me for what at this time? Please, I don't know. I'm sure he changes my pin.
Wednesday, 30th June 1982 started as a typical day in the lives of Ghanaians. But the course of events later on that day made it one of the darkest in Ghana's history. In the dead of the night, armed men led by Lance Corporal Amedeka, abducted 3 High Court judges and a retired Army officer. These were Justice Fred Poku-Sarkodie, born August 26, 1927 in Koforidua, attended Adisadel College from 1943 to 1948, went to Forabe University in Sierra Leone in 1954, admitted to Middle Temple in 1960, and elevated to High Court Judge in 1971. He was married to Yvonne Sarkodie, with whom he had 5 children. Justice Kwadwo Ejapong, born at Oyoko in November 1926, went to Infantipim in 1942, had a bachelor's degree at the King's University in 1958, and called to Inner Temple in 1960. He was elevated to the position of High Court Judge in 1977. He was married to Comfort Ejapong and had 10 children. His last child was 3 months when he was abducted. Mrs. Cecilia Kranting-Addo, she was born May 24, 1956 at Asin in Suta, attended Holy Child School in Cape Coast, called to the English Bar in 1963, became District Magistrate in July 1966. She was appointed High Court Judge in 1975. She was married to Dr. Gustav Kranting-Addo, with whom she had 3 children. Major retired Sam Akwa was the Director of Personnel of the Ghana Industrial Holding Corporation, where Amatekwe worked. He had 5 children. One judge after the other, They were picked up and whisked away to the Bundasi military range, where they were murdered in cold blood.
Now present at the memorial service for President Akufo-Addo, the Vice President, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Speaking at the event, the National President of the Ghana Bar Association, Yao Echampong Bafo, described the four as people who defended the interests of their country. He further explained that the reasons for the continued celebration of these matters of rule of law. My colleague Mausi Newman was there in our report.
Justice Fred Poku-Sarkodie, Justice Cecilia Kranting-Addo, Justice Kojo J. Japong, all judges of the High Court, and a retired army officer, Major Sam Akwa, were murdered on the night of the abduction. Speaking at this year's memorial service of the justices and an army officer, National President of the Ghana Bar Association, Yao Echampong Bafo, described the four as people who defended the interest of their country.
Our departed colleagues died in the line of duty to their nation, to their countrymen, and to the rule of law.
He further explained the reasons for the continued celebration of these martyrs of rule of law.
But we still remember these martyrs of the rule of law, and will continue to celebrate them. The bar and bench acknowledge and proclaim those good qualities and deeds for which they were murdered. Justice Fred Poku-Sarkodie, Cecilia Kranting-Addo, and Kojo J. Japong, the bar, bench, and the people of Ghana salute you. You died in the line of duty. You performed your duty as justice without fear or favor. You stood for the rule of law, but your assassins hated what you stood for and murdered you. They could not eliminate what you stood for. Your monument stands in the forecourt of the Supreme Court building, in constant reminder of the good qualities required of a judge. Judges, magistrates, and lawyers will continue to draw inspiration from the bold and courageous manner in which you administered justice in those challenging times.
The National President of the Ghana Bar Association also urged members to be fair in discharging their duties without intimidation.
In my opinion, two lessons are to be learned from their unfortunate, unlawful, and tragic killings. Firstly, their deaths should continue to encourage and embolden our hard-working and noble men and women of the judiciary in Ghana, administering justice integrity without fear or favor, affection or ill will, knowing that their independence and tenure are more guaranteed and protected under the 1992 Constitution, a markedly different environment from the dark and heinous days of 1982. This is the fervent hope of the Ghana Bar Association that current and future justices, judges, magistrates, and lawyers will continue to draw inspiration from the bold and courageous manner in which you, our martyrs, administered justice.
The memorial service was graced by the President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, together with the Vice President, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Mausi Newman's report, read to you.
Some